We're live.
Yes.
We're alive.
We are alive.
No, we
and
are
alive. Live and alive, Christopher.
We are alive.
Live and alive,
Yeah.
as it were.
We started today hot and heavy at 2:03. There was a reason why.
Hot
but
and
you'll
heavy.
never know, chat.
Were we hot and heavy?
I am. Yes.
I don't feel like we were hot and heavy. You're hot and heavy?
That's right, folks.
I don't understand.
I know my lane.
I don't understand.
Hey, welcome in, Thumb Palette
I
enthusiast.
don't
Sarcastic
understand
Grandpa,
you, Christopher.
Rattle Can, Ghost Hunter, Paint Liquor. Look at all these beautiful, wonderful people.
Wonderful, beautiful people?
Wonderful, beautiful people.
Or are they beautiful, wonderful people?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just checking.
What's up with Therapy Thursday today?
We know people need therapy, especially chat.
Yeah, amen.
Especially chat.
Say it to the back row.
Preach it to the back. Preach it to the
I'm
back.
glad Chris knocked on Jason's trailer door in time today. I did. I was like, "Hello."
I told him to go away, leave me alone.
It's therapy. Are we unfired today? Says Okran.
Well, you're hired today.
Who
Chat.
am I?
We pay you in delicious painting tutorials and new product sneak peeks. Sneak peeks.
What are you talking about, Jason?
Peek sneaks.
What are you talking about?
Product peek sneaks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I. I don't know what I'm talking
Delicious paints.
about. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow. You sneaky little. What was that? Got to track my. Finally, yesterday got lesson. Okay. Now
Peek
I got all
sneaks.
of them. What was that?
What?
What'd you just show? Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Hmm.
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 Ah.
Ah.
That's- What?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Bursh.
Maybe.
Peek sneaks.
Potentially. Peak sneaks are the best sneaks.
Peak
Bella! What are those, Jason?
Well, these are new brushes.
New brushes?
These are new brushes. These
What are you talking about?
These are the new Dauntless brushes. Dauntless
Nice.
Synthetics.
Look at those.
Right?
Chat, we are here for you.
And by we, he means me. I'm here for you.
Jason is here. Jason, what are these?
Look at this. Look at this, chat. For those of you that have been around long enough,
I am so excited for this brush, chat.
look at this.
It is back.
It is the rebirth of the big ass brush, also known as the BAB.
It's back, baby.
It's back, baby.
That's right.
The BAB makes a triumphant return. Right? We got some
BAB in the back.
good stuff. We got a 00, a number 1, a number 3, and a number 5.
Nice.
So you've seen me painting with these brushes, actually, that white-handled brush that lasted forever. That's what these are.
Yep.
So
Go check those VODs out, the sneak peeks over the last year.
yeah, I was going to say I have literally been testing these for nearly 2 years now.
Oh, that's the brush.
We painted with this guy for a long time.
And
So that's these brushes.
That's it.
That is thems.
And if you all need the proof,
Thems
it's
is
on
that.
our VOD tab, in the
So, yeah.
live tab.
So we have been painting with those for a long time. Long time. I only retired the white ones here recently. And now, ta-da, I have new ones that I can paint with. So I can retire the other ones that I've been painting with recently.
which aren't retirable. They still are in great shape.
Yeah.
I love that BAB brush. There's some hidden relics around. Then I've tried one. I bought one of those a long time ago. A store had them, I believe.
Well, so the original BAB,
That's the OG one.
this is the OG BAB. This is when it was Slow Fuse Gaming.
Yeah.
Bombwix. Utility BAB. This was
Yeah.
the first.
Wow.
The first and it was truly more of a BAB. But a lot of people told us at that point in time, they said, you know what, I just don't paint enough where that's useful, except on like board terrain.
Yeah.
And so for the second edition of the BAB, we reduced it by not quite half, but we put it down to where it's like a 10 to 12 millimeter flat as opposed to this big honker.
This is a dope set.
So
I'm very excited for this set. Now,
it's
what's
really nice.
tell us the deets. Give us the sassy. Oh, okay. Now I I understand. I'm oh. I am not. I am not allowed to say deets in this establishment. Chat. Give us the.
Oh, you had it. You moved off of the.
I did because I don't want them to. I don't. Oh no! I thought you were holding up a brush for a second.
No,
You was threatening me.
I was threatening you.
Okay. Okay. Just keep me humble, chat.
Got to keep you on.
Finally, new brushes. I got my order in. Yes. Where? Okay. The first question: where do these sit? Where does the set sit in compared to the Pro Synthetics?
Below.
Right below.
Below price wise, this is a very what we wanted to bring back the idea of a very affordable kind of durable starter beginner set mentality thing, and you know we did, so they're great. Fantastic brushes for fantastic people. That's my byline. That's the story I'm sticking to.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing. Fantastic brushes for fantastic people.
That'll do it.
Be dauntless.
Wow, look at that. It's brand new.
It's pristine. Some might say.
Really, I very much like the color and the handle.
It's pristine.
It's
Everybody says that.
It's sleek.
Everybody's like, you know what? I really like the color of that handle.
I like the paintbrush itself, but the handle.
We wanted to do something that was a little different than the
an homage.
Well, because what we did with the others, right, with the Pro Synthetics, is we kind of took the old. We came up with a blue that was like the old det cords. Okay. Right, and then we've always traditionally all of our synthetics have been blue, but I didn't want to just do that kind of silvery blue, so I like this one a lot better.
It's awesome. I'm digging it.
Yeah. So
cool. He's gonna use them today, chat.
Heck yeah, man! Fresh out of the box. I haven't even done it. I didn't even check these, so I don't know.
Perfect.
We'll see what happens.
There's paint on it, so that's step one.
It soaks up paint, chat, as a good brush should.
Dusty Hobbies. I love that baby blue.
A neat color.
There it is, chat. Beautiful zoom with a beautiful man with a beautiful new brush. God bless America. There it is. Oh.
Wow. It's nice to have like a really, really sharp point again.
Yeah.
With the way I paint, that'll last me a day. Beat the crap out of my brushes.
Well, it is cool, that white handle brush. And just for all of you tuning in, if you would like to see the secret of the last, what was it, 9 years or so?
9 years? What are you talking
9 years. No, what did I just say? I looked at Flapjack Nickelsack's 9 months. I said 9 years, and I meant to say about a year or so you've been using that white handle brush?
About 18 months, I think. Well, it was when I started, and then yeah, we have been using it for.
You can go look at those VODs where Jason is painting with a white handle brush, and this is it. We do the tests. Flapjack. Chris, I get 9 months train whistle. We're back on that track. If you're just now tuning in,
where have you been?
I
mean, we just started, Chris, so you can't ask where people been. They're just still filtering in, right?
No, this is good because this is a big day. And what I mean big, I mean by BAB big.
We just released new paints. And no sooner
we need a break.
No Jason. Sooner did we release new paints and we're about to hit you with new brushes. Is there no end to the pain we cause you and your wallet?
Stopping.
I mean, this train has no brakes.
That's true. I really need to be afraid of the retire brushes. Yes, the D-Fresh. I really need to not be afraid to retire brushes.
Yeah, they're expendable. If there's one thing in life that is meant to come and go, it is your paintbrushes. You hope they treat you well while they're there, but they are meant to be used and abused and tossed out like so much garbage.
And now you have another alternative, chat. The Dauntless brush. Never be afraid.
Yeah, so we're going to beat these up. And then they are available in bulk. I don't know when they're going to hit the store. We have to go through and do all of our QA.
Yep.
Production's got a bunch of them over in QA right now, so that they can be checking and making sure that we don't have any problems across sizings and things like that.
Nice.
And then we'll be putting them up in the store. And these, of course, will be the brushes that go into our starter paint set as well, which has been a huge seller, but sometimes is out of stock because of the brushes.
Yeah.
And so we are able to produce these in larger quantities. And in a much better entry-level position. We have a lot of people that are like, hey, I just got into the hobby, and everybody tells me I need sables, but I'm not really looking to spend $60 on a brush set. What are my choices?
Now you have 3.
And now you have a lot. Of course, now the next question people are going to ask me is, okay, well, how much do they cost? And I want to say it's like 29 or $30 for the set. Maybe
for the whole set?
I think it might even be less.
Really?
Yeah. I should do my homework better. You know, you'd think I would know since I set the prices, but
that would be helpful.
But yeah, I'm trying to keep these. I'm trying to keep these at or below the $5 per brush level.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though.
Because I really want people old and new to be able to get a really good, valuable brush that they feel like, you know, they can treat it like a brush is supposed to be treated. You shouldn't be afraid to beat on your brush and have it do the work for you.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the brush.
Right, a brush is just a tool. It's like a hammer. Beat that nail. Beat that nail.
Ding ding.
Don't drive nails with your brushes. Don't drive nails with brushes.
We don't sing here, Avian. I know what you're trying to do here. It's not, we're not going to do that. Today's Therapy Thursday. Your therapy is right in front of you.
Yeah, we don't sing.
We don't sing.
And we definitely do not dance.
We do not dance.
We do not dance.
We don't do that.
No dancing.
No dancing.
What color should the hair on this guy be? I'm feeling like it needs to be like a really weird color.
The horse?
Yeah, like the mane is kind of like a weird, it looks like seaweed or something. It's very thick and mangy, and he's got it like on the back of his knees.
I would say my initial thought was just a really coarse black hair.
Like that's boring.
Well, I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good.
That's
boring?
Boring?
Just guess what they're all going to say? Guessed it right.
Pink or plaid? Yeah, who knew? Who knew?
Hot
Chat,
pink
the broken records of chat.
Dusty Hobbies with a real answer, red gray.
Ooh, red gray.
Of red gray. Punk rock legends like Jason don't dance. That's right. We don't dance here.
I don't dance.
Purple list with magenta. Oh.
We don't dance. There's no dancing at the punk rock show.
I would say, my all-knowing wisdom, a brownish something, but using drab brown. That's where my heart's leading me.
Drab brown.
Incorporate drab brown. That's my one thought. I just
okay. So what are the big colors we got left? We have to do the fur on the back of his cloak.
You got to do
so
the
he's
cloak.
got like a big fur thing. So there's a color we can play with. Obviously, the cloak color needs to be a thing.
Yep.
He's got some clothing and flaps and a saddle and things like that. So got to think about that as well. Oh, we have so many things, chat.
Chat, no hot pink.
So many things, chat.
Jade cloak for sure, says Dusty Hobbies.
Jade cloak.
Jade cloak. Blood orange.
Okay, let's do a jade cloak and see where that gets us. I'll take that.
You're going to pivot to the cloak.
I'll take that.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll try that.
What a day.
I'm going to start it with dark blue.
You're going to start it with dark blue?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Dark blue has not been getting the love that it needs over on the rack. It's been forgotten.
It has? Dark blue?
So we're going to go and give it some love. Dark blue, are you ready for this? I'm not even buying you dinner. We're getting straight to the business.
Okay. All right, you heard him, chat. Straight to the business.
Straight to the business. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out the number 5.
Nice. Wow.
Because I heard we had some new brushes, and I heard one of those is a number 5, which we've never made before. Look at that.
Never made before.
Never made a
So
number
what
5.
are the, remind us of the numbers.
00, 1, 3, 5, and a BAB. It is the oddball set. Get it? It's all odd numbers. See?
Oh, I do.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
1, 3, 5.
Okay. Got it. I'm very excited for that brush set. It will be the one that I use constantly.
The one that I use. Ooh, 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 ooh.
No.
The one that I use.
What are you doing?
Huh?
No.
What?
None of that. No singing.
What?
No singing.
No singing?
You said
Who was singing?
you.
There's
Yeah.
definitely no singing. Have that man arrested.
Chat, welcome in.
We don't
If
sing.
you-
We don't dance. We do not have fun.
We
There
don't.
is
Today's
a law
business day.
against this.
Today is Therapy Thursday.
There's
We
a
all need
law
it.
against this, chat.
Today's a heavy day, chat.
Heavy day.
Heavy day.
Heavy day. I don't know what he's talking about, chat.
I don't either.
It's a pretty light day.
And I think we're okay.
Actually.
Hey, we're okay in here, chat.
I
But for
mean-
you, this is Therapy Thursday, and we have brought you a little glimpse of our new Dauntless brush set. It's the oddballs out of the group.
And by little glimpse, we've shown you all the brushes, and now we're using them.
And by little glimpse is they're real and they're coming. So there you
They're all here, chat.
go. Ghost Hunter singing, believe it or not, straight to jail.
Yep. Literally.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. There is no
Straight
freedom
to
here.
jail.
No freedom to
You
do what you
overcooked
want. You
chicken,
do what we
jail.
tell you. You do not step out of bounds. All right. Dark blue, chat. How's everybody's Thursday kicking off? Everybody having a good week? Anybody who's dying for the weekend, like just can't wait to get there?
Dying for the weekend.
Is it payday for anybody tomorrow? Looking
Dude.
forward to that paycheck. Is this a
Dude,
month
that's
end or
good.
beginning paycheck? No, it's a mid-month. This is one you can spend on yourself, chat.
That's right.
Right?
Spend it on yourself. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Truly, the weekend cannot get here soon enough. Flapjack.
I know you're having a rough one yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's evened out a little bit. Never like to hear when people are having a rough one. We have busy weeks where I'm like, boy, I can't wait to not be busy. But that's like that's kind of the extent of it for me. Is I'm like, yeah, I just hope I don't have to be busy this weekend. Like the weekends that really bum me out are the ones that are already fully planned.
Weekends?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, like I don't like weekends that are already planned. I like my weekends to be like, what are you doing? No idea, dude.
I've got a cousin who's turning 40 down in Tucson.
Fire them. Are they forcing you to go to a birthday party? Fire them.
Yes.
Fire
I'm
them.
actually very excited.
Fire the. You're excited or they're excited?
Everybody is. It's very fun. So
Yeah,
we're driving down to Tucson
one
and
of
then
those families.
doing a little, spend a night at a hotel and then coming back Sunday morning.
Tucson.
Yeah.
Going down to Tucson.
It'll be a fun time.
Where all the liars live.
Thumb Pal Enthusiast. I got paid 5 days ago, and the wife has already told me to stop buying paints and models. Perfect. You're doing marriage right.
Well, that's a good thing. Our new product is brushes.
Honey,
Because she didn't mention that.
do I have good news for you? The new
I did not
Dauntless
buy
brush
any
set.
paints nor models.
The new Dauntless brush set, and it's going to
I
save us
bought
money.
no paints. I bought no models. Look at my brushes.
Check that out.
Behold.
And they're cheaper, and they're good. Oh, that's the catch.
What?
We give you options.
Wait. Are you saying that we make quality goods?
We make
at
the
quality
best.
pricing?
The best valued hobby products you've ever seen. And guess what? You've seen them, and they're right in front of you.
There's
Jason
also
is
that.
using them.
There's also that. I got to tell you, man, I make products with my own wallet. And I am a thrifty SOB. I'm just going to lay it out there. I do not like spending money on things that I don't get a lot of pleasure out of. Like everything
Sure.
is like a value for me. Other than maybe some dinners, I have to be honest. Sometimes I go out for dinner and I'm like, well, that wasn't very good, but we still paid for it.
Yeah. No, that's how that goes. I'm gonna shut that door.
What is that?
The plumber.
A roto root?
I think so.
Are they rooting the roto? Are we getting our plumbing rooted? I just said that out loud. I think we're getting rooted, Chris.
Boy.
Oh boy.
That's not in the job description.
It's not. That was not in the job offer.
Artistic outlaw. Not. Oh my God.
Did you just say autistic outlaw? Artistic, I apologize. What's the release date for the new brushes? ASAP. We typically don't release products that back to back. The Dauntless brushes while they're cool, we already have brushes, so it's not like a new color release. We don't treat it that way. So you'll see them filter onto the website. Why I say filter? They'll all the sets and all the sizes will go on the website as soon as they get through QC. So we quality control everything that hits the dock on brushes. So the team over at production takes them and we literally touch every brush, make sure that it meets standards before we put them into stock. So I would assume that within the next week, you'll see them on the store.
I'm very excited.
Avian, exactly. Think about how the rest of us feel. Did bag acryl contribute to the plumbing problem? We plead the fifth.
What are you talking about, bag of krill?
That was what
a
you.
new
That
product
was
Jason came
the
up
thing
with.
you did.
I didn't do it.
He still has it like in his armpits.
I have it over there drying for an homage. Campbell, welcome in.
Immortal Kombat says, Monument Hobbies brushes are great, just don't accidentally touch them to super glue that didn't finish drying. Man, I F in chat if you've had this problem, because I have painted super glue more times than I care to talk about.
Just like before a model has gotten done.
Yeah,
drying.
and I got to tell you that really only started being a big dilemma for me when I started streaming all those years ago.
Yeah.
Because I would build a model and on chat really be excited to start painting it.
Oh,
Or on stream.
Yeah.
And then you see the wet spot of glue before the brush even hits it, and
Yeah.
you know this is going to be painful. You're just like, well, that's going to hurt.
Oh man.
That's going to leave a mark, chat. All right, Dark Jade. Wherefore art thou Dark Jade? If my name were Dark Jade, where would I be? I would be right here. Dark Jade. Look at that. Dark Jade.
Derpstick, what new brushes are coming out?
What do you mean, what new brushes?
For all of you who are just now tuning in, the Dauntless brush set.
The new Dauntless brushes. Ta-da.
I'm very excited for this set, chat.
Ta-da. If you have been around for a while, which you have, Derpstick, the white-handled brush that I used for so long, that is what these are, if you can remember that. Lately, I've been using the dark blue-handled brushes, which were the sample brushes for our Pro Synthetics.
Yeah.
This is
go check out the VODs.
the final form of the white brushes that I have been using for the previous year and a half almost, right?
Yep. If you wanted a sneak peek, y'all can go check out our live tab and even some of the ones we had to post organically because we weren't on Restream then. And you can see the white handle on the brush, and that's what he was using.
One of them's still in my travel kit. One of the white handle ones is still in my travel kit. It's still one of the brushes I use all the time.
I am due for a brush upgrade, so this will be my next brush upgrade for sure. Can't wait him to just put them all in my little vault, get all cozy in there.
Careful, we don't have vaults in stocks. People are gonna get mad.
Oh,
They'll be like, of
Still.
course you do, Chris. The rest of us would like to.
I'm sorry. If you have one, great. But I'm very excited for these.
Way to brag.
I'm not bragging, chat. We're coming for you. We're here. So there aren't a replacement for. So Wad's asking. So these aren't replacing the Pro Synthetics, right? Just
No.
a lower cost option.
Lower cost option. Yep, we always had the artillery/utility brushes in our arsenal. We used to do just the sables and then a low cost alternative. Then we did the det cords, which were a more high value synthetic.
Mm-hmm.
The det cords then turned into the Pro Synthetic,
Okay.
And then from the Pro Synthetic, we always missed having a more budget
Yeah.
but quality synthetic brush, and so that's what these are. I've been working on it for a long time with our partners to come up with a filament that is very, very good, holds a good point, doesn't just fall apart like cheap synthetics tend to do.
Yeah.
And we're back, chat. We have a new budget line of amazing quality hobby brushes.
And why the name Dauntless, Jason?
Be dauntless, baby. Fearless. Paint fearlessly. Dauntless brushes. There you go.
Nice.
I don't know. Sounded fun.
Fishman, gotta pick up some new brushes soon. Then been using the same synthetic brush for almost a year now. Still great brushes though. Nice. That's
Yep.
I'm in the same boat.
My fear with these, just being brutally honest with you, is that they perform so well that they may replace the Pro Synthetics at some point.
They're really good.
Yeah, it's a shame to have to say that, but I've been painting with them for a long time. And one of the biggest things I had to admit during the product development process is I'm like, well, I mean, we may have found the key to a value brush that performs at a high value level. And we'll see. The Pro Synthetics are still, I think, a little bit better in the way they draw and offload paint, but this one is glazing fine and everything, and I've been beating the crap out of them for a long time.
Yes, and if you all need some examples over the last 18 months, if you go on our live tab and some of our uploads, you'll be able to see Jason using a white-handled brush. That's what he's using now. Jade.
That was my best Vanna white.
I'm excited for
Except
this.
it's Handa white.
I see what you're doing there.
Handa white.
Handa white.
Yeah, don't expect Handa white to be in Playboy anytime soon.
That is hilarious. Handa white. I'm very excited for this release, Jason. This is exciting.
I'm glad.
This is a cool.
I like when
this
you
is a
get excited for
it's a
stuff.
cool
Chris gets
release.
excited because he becomes he becomes like I do. It's like ooh.
It's a new tool.
I want that.
I do.
I want to use that. It's like when I get a color that I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I will be using this a lot.
Yeah, I like the idea behind them as well, right? And obviously you've been using them, so it doesn't matter, right? That one white brush has lasted a long time.
A long time, yeah.
For the value, like the value's dumb in a good way. Very excited for it. If you were painting something specifically for photography as opposed for tabletop, asks Artistic Outlaw, would you be approaching the process differently in terms of blends, tech, etc.?
Nah.
Same deal.
Yeah, I feel like, the camera hates smooth blending, like really, really close in smooth gradients. It tends to find more contrast in your blends a lot of time, but that's you managing the light, the physical lights you use when photographing, and the camera itself. So I don't think that you should paint any differently if you're planning on doing it for display, online competition. I know I'm going to have to take a photo of this. I think you do yourself a disservice to change that, because the things you would have to do to alter the contrast to make it for the base level of camera work would make it not look as good in person. And I always paint for how the model looks in your hand.
Yeah.
Camera be damned. I mean, there's sometimes where the camera doesn't do it. A lot of people will tell me when they see my models in public, they're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
Like, holy hell, that's better in person than it ever was on the stream. And on the stream, it was great. And it's like, yeah, because I'm not, the camera sees what it sees color-wise. And no matter how well we sit and spend time balancing color, there's always going to be some variance.
Well, and everybody's got a different screen.
And everybody's got a different
resolution.
screen, your gamma,
We get throttled.
color
and
correctness on yours.
all of our bit rates and the compression anyway, so it's just, we can't, you can only do so much.
Yeah. So.
Goes to just got back from a doctor's appointment, then to walk into Dr. Craze's office. Yes, he is operating with some new tools. The new Dauntless brushes.
Nurse Masucci, give me the new brush.
That's right. I will.
Stat. A number 5 stat.
And somebody was asking earlier again for
I like Nurse Masucci.
Nurse Masucci? I'm a doctor, dang it. Well, maybe I'm a nurse. I was originally going to be, I was looking into doing that years ago.
Nursing?
I wanted to be a vet.
Oh.
Years and years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was kind of like what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, when I was like wanting to be a fire spaceman?
I was, and I shadowed,
you wanted to be a vet?
I shadowed our family vet.
Oh, nice.
For a couple, weeks. I'm like, you know what?
Nah.
I'd rather film this.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. It's true. I've been filming since I was like 8. It's in my blood, chat.
Were you filming with a Super 8 at 8?
One of my parents' old like Sony VHS camcorders, like those disposable ones.
Uh-huh.
I wish my dad, he had a Super 8 and he always
wouldn't let you touch it.
No, he's bummed out because I'm like I've told him I wish you had it. He's like, yeah, I just got rid of it for some reason. I don't know why. But obviously it's old, but now those cameras are like super used all the time in big productions. So, anyway. Yeah. Nurse Chris, I'll take it. I'm ready.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Chris. You were going to say something highly important, I'm sure.
I don't even remember. So, I was just probably going to be touting our new brushes. Zazin, do you think synthetic brushes will ever catch up to sable brushes?
I mean, they're already there.
Yeah.
And they're already there in everything except people's perception. And the perception is wrong. The quality of synthetics already matches, if not exceeds, sable in nearly every way, other than wear, I will say. Right? And it, that's a subjective thing because I get as much, if not more, life out of my synthetics than I do out of sables, but some people don't. Right? That's where the way you handle and use your brush comes into play. So there will be noticeable differences that I can't scoff at. I would not be able to tell you you're wrong if you say that your sables are better than synthetics, because the way you use the brush, animal hair is going to be more elastic over a longer period of time than plastic will be, in terms of not bending and deforming and things like that. So as we all know, you can get tip hooking and bending with synthetics. So depending on how you're using the brush, you may get way more mileage out of a sable. But from an activity, the act of physically drawing and releasing paint, synthetics like our Pro Synthetics rival sables in every single way. They have more snap, right? So which is funny because when you talk to painters, they're like, I like sable because of the snap. And I'm like, well, that's absolutely incorrect. Synthetic would have more snap. So the lack of snap, the more flexibility that a sable gives you while still maintaining the point is the key. So sables tend to be more flexible and less snappy, whereas the synthetic is a little stiffer. And as you bend the brush while you're applying the paint, the more pressure you apply to a synthetic, the quicker the tip flattens out and doesn't give you a real narrow pinpoint line, whereas a sable might hold that pinpoint line. A lot of this has to do with the way you pilot the brush, whether you're really pressing hard, what angle you're using, but assuming that you know and have a really good confidence in the way you're using your brush, if you used a sable one way and a synthetic the exact same way, you would maybe notice a difference in how the tip held its shape during painting. I have such a light touch in most of what I do, unless I'm being very forceful for texture, that it doesn't matter for me. But from just a pure, how does it work? Yeah, synthetics, in my opinion, that's why I'm such a big fan and I only paint with them. You don't see me using sables unless I'm at Adepticon, and that was all there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the synthetics do give a really good feedback. That's a word that's hard to understand for people, but it really does. It allows me to feel a lot more of the pressure on the model so that I can know, almost with my eyes closed, what my line is going to look like as far as thickness, things like that. So yeah, it works really well. Yeah, the 2 6s in the Sam Lynn set are amazing.
It's nice.
And it is a larger brush, which gives you more paint to work with, holds a good point. That's why Sam uses them for a bunch of his basing and everything, right? Is that for the initial placement of color on the model, until you're down to where you're just doing really fine detailing or texturing, the bigger brush, the better. That's why you'll see me painting with a, 2, 4, 6. Now the 3 and the 5 in this new set will be my faves.
And remind them what these sizes
are. 00, 1, 3, 5, and the BAB. So you have in the new Dauntless brushes, take the caps off. In the new Dauntless brushes, you have a 00, a 1, a 3, and a 5, and then a BAB.
That'll be a set.
That's a set. You'll be able to buy them as sets and singles, just like all of our brushes. Bum, 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 bum.
What's the primary use of BAB?
Dry brushing.
Dry brushing?
Yeah, for me, it's dry brushing. It's a nice flat dry brush for doing terrain. But also just for if you're basing or weathering on tanks and big, large, like dreadnought panels and things like that. It's not only a great way to base because it delivers a lot of paint, right? Washes, when I apply washes to model, the BAB is one of the best wash application brushes out there, believe it or not, because not having a point means you get a much better spread of wash as opposed to that kind of line that if you're using a pointed brush when you put a big wash on a model, you're dumping a lot of paint, but it's always being focused at the end into a tail, which leaves brush streaks.
I didn't even think of that.
The BAB, when you smock it on there, it's like painting a house. It's just everywhere. So it works really well.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
That's great.
Great for so many things, Christopher.
I've used one of those old original ones, and that's what I use it for. It's my brush. I do like the size of this new one.
Yeah.
I like the size.
The size of this BAB is the same as the old artillery.
Okay.
It's exactly the same brush. We literally brought it back in its same form.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so if you're used to like the old BAB and the artillery set, this is the same thing.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
When we discontinued the artilleries, right, when we moved away from Bombwick into the Pro Synthetics and Pro Sables, we discontinued it, but we kept selling it until we ran out.
I noticed,
and it was a brush that was so loved by a particular set of people that were like, oh my God, you can't get rid of the BAB. So we kept it as its own thing, but it was no longer part of a set.
Yeah.
And then when we came out with the new dry brush set that had the dome dry brushes in it, and we brought the bigger angled dry brush in, a lot of those people were okay with that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as big of a thing for people anymore to want the BAB, but we still get a lot of people that do. And for starter set stuff, I was like, well, this will be perfect.
Absolutely.
Right? So in our starter paint set, we would generally include 3 brushes. And one of them would be a dry brush. It was a DA1, and then a couple of Pro Synthetics. But they're fairly pricey brushes for a reason, right? They're really, really good. But in the starter paint set, it drove the price of the paint set to a level I didn't like.
Yeah.
So what really caused me to want to do the Dauntless is I want a way to have a paint set that doesn't give you some janky dollar store brush in it like our competitors do.
Yeah.
It really treats you like a serious individual and wants to give you a brush you can use and has value, but doesn't cost $30,
No, that's great.
So that's why we have the Dauntless brushes. That's why we spent the time to do it. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to because I just wouldn't settle for cheap, crappy brushes.
Yeah. But you've tested them out, which is cool.
Live on stream.
Derpstick, how much of a difference in size is the 5 versus the 6?
I'll show you in just a second. Pretty noticeable. 6, believe it or not, in an artist round is where that size jump starts to be really noticeable.
The 6, you said?
Yeah. Like from a 3 to a 5, it really isn't visually as noticeable as you would think, but the amount of paint it holds is because of the girth of the brush. By the way, as we're talking, I've just gone from dark blue to dark jade to jade, and I've just stair-stepped my colors in there, and now we have a jade cloak.
Nice.
So number 5 is what I'm painting with, right? Did I pick up the 5? Yeah, 5. And then let's grab the 6. 6. 1, 2, 6. I can count.
Oh, wow.
5 and 6.
Just a little, a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Because as you go bigger in brushes by number, the thing is when you're dealing with circumference, it's the circumference that grows, right? And diameter. And so diameter starts being tremendously noticeable when you're increasing it by, say 10% each size. Yeah. Right? Or by 8% each size. And so 8% of a big brush starts to be a really big number at that point. And that ferrule gets bigger. You notice how much bigger the ferrule has to be at the top for a 5 versus a 6. Right? Because the bundle becomes so thick. And that thickness of the bundle, while the point and everything might, the body of the brush may not look too much different, it really does hold a tremendous amount more paint. But there's no need for anything bigger than a 6 unless you're painting gigantuan models. Yeah.
Vandar says, you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. That's good. That's hilarious. No more funny business.
Oh, he's just a friend.
We're back on track.
It's just my personal trainer. Don't worry about it.
Just my personal trainer. Welcome in, everybody. Where have you been? We're so happy for you.
My yogi. All right, now, because I was thinking like dark sea Ben into some other color on the here part, but now that could be something else, right? What could we go up against? Somebody had mentioned like red gray. I want to use more of the amp colors.
Yeah.
So what could we do here? I've got some great choices here. I could do some grays. We've done green gray. It's the thing.
Here's a question from Nothing About Nothing.
Nothing about nothing.
Can you give a 30-second usage guide on ProAffix, please? Picked up some yesterday when I went out to get. I'm assuming you mean ProAcryl.
ProAffix, the glue.
Oh, ProAffix. Okay. Picked up some yesterday, and I went to get 2 amp to order my. Okay, just want some quick tips on usage. Okay,
really, just like any CA glue, like any super glue.
It's awesome stuff.
It has a little bit higher viscosity. That's why it's called like gap filling. So you can actually use it along with, I mean, just by itself, it will help to fill some gaps. But you can use it with an accelerant, and you can actually fill in gaps with it.
Okay.
But it really, like any super glue, you just put it on one surface, and then I don't ever glue both surfaces. I just put it on one surface and then apply the other surface to it. But pressure is key. Being able to press the parts into one another is the key to get it to really start doing its thing.
And you also got amp
doesn't take a
colors.
lot either.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
But it's really simple. Yeah, no special way to use it or anything like that.
Happy birthday, Derpstick!
Derpstick birthday? What? Happy birthday, Mr. Derpstick. Happy birthday.
Uh-oh.
Is everybody feeling hot? Everybody getting hot in here? It's getting hot.
It is a little toasty in here.
He was having to wipe the sweat off his brow.
I want to
there.
make sure that air conditioning is actually on. Now that you say that,
Got serious for a
it's
second.
hotter. It's getting hotter now. I don't want those lights.
Happy birthday, Mr. As Chris was exiting the room, he goes, I can't leave him alone too long. I can't leave him alone too long. He said that under his breath. I feel attacked. I really feel I should go lock the door so he can't get back in. And then it becomes the Jason show, and chat has to be blinking twice.
Is it a lie?
To protect themselves. What? That you can't leave me alone? Is that a lie? I feel like leaving me alone is probably a 50-50 bet.
Oh, that's fair.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
I feel like there are times where I'm adult enough that leaving me alone makes sense. And then I feel like there's times where it's the worst decision you've ever made.
Yeah. Is ProAffix still technically super glue?
Yeah. CA, yeah. Zazen says, do you use plastic cement at all? Never. I haven't for decades. The only time I've even touched plastic cement was when I would be traveling and nobody had anything else. I will use super glue of any type over plastic cement all day, every day, because I can ensure that I never get thumbprints of glue on my model. I never have any problems like that, right? The way that super glue holds it together is fantastic. I never, ever use the plastic stuff.
That's right, Flapjack. That's correct.
As in you can help cure it with the CO2 in your breath. Yeah, you can actually put water on it, believe it or not. A damp brush, if you have a brush. Well, the problem with that is that you're going to get super glue on the brush. It's going to become a stick very quickly. But yeah, you can use water. Like a damp Q-tip will help speed cure it. But my fingertips keep getting glue on them. I love the way that feels. Am I weird?
I don't think you're weird.
I like the tactile feeling of that dried super glue on my finger, and like all night I'll just be sitting there doing whatever I'm doing, and in the background this is going on. I'm twiddling my fingers as little pills of dried super glue. Oh man, I love it. I don't know why. It's very strange.
And that's why we have ProAffix.
I do not like gluing my fingers together.
Oh wow, yes.
But I do like the fact that my fingerprints are all like hard glue by the time I'm done, because I use my finger to spread it a lot. Like I'll put the super glue, put the parts together, and then use use my finger to spread where it oozes out of the thing. Because with our glue, when you do that, it kind of acts as a filler. It lets it fill in the gap. And so I use my finger, you lick it, and
Well, it is a gap-filling glue.
Gap-filling glue.
And I guess it's because it's very good with your hands.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, my gosh.
What are you talking about over there? What even are you
We're getting
doing?
back on track. It's painting day. It's Therapy Thursday. Welcome in, everybody. We are showing off some of the new brushes that are coming out. We gave you new paints and now new brushes. Can we get one day off of cool stuff? False. We won't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough. You know, let's get crazy.
Oh. Black, red. Got it. Could mean 1,000 things.
Oh, sorry. Chris was taking his clothes off. I don't know what's going on there.
Sorry.
Because, Bud, you say
away.
oddly you like it as well. It's a weird thing. It's not something I think about until we have this conversation. But when I do have the super glue on my fingers, I just sit there and I do this the whole time. It's weird because I use my thumb palette and I have paint on my thumb. At night, I'll find myself sitting at the computer or whatever doing this, rubbing the paint off.
Very
I'm probably saying too much.
We're really getting a glimpse into your life. This is truly Therapy Thursday.
I feel like I'm saying too much, but it is Therapy Thursday, and
what do you think would make that better?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
What do you think would make that better? I mean, he always knows the right thing
Well,
to say.
that's because he's your therapist.
Yeah, so.
Man, and he's way cheaper than the normal ones. Am I right, chat? Yeah.
I don't know what I think about Chris's like evil vampire laugh. That's like a castle in the wilds of Eastern Europe is where you hear that laugh. I love to count.
I use the humidifier to help speed the glue curing since it's so dry here. Interesting. Where are you from, Bandar? Is the CA glue for basing? Like putting extra glue onto the back of those grass tufts? CA glue.
Yeah, I use the same thing.
Yep.
Our ProFix I use for everything I do in modeling, unless I'm making things where I need white glue, like PVA.
Yeah.
If I need PVA glue, we talk about doing watered down PVA glue to create bed rolls out of Kleenex or paper towel. Yeah. You can't use super glue for that. But anything that is for an actual bonding purpose, I use super glue, our ProFix, literally everything.
And Source is asking, how did you improve upon the CA glue?
How did we improve upon it?
Yeah.
It is a hybrid in viscosity so that it gives you the holding power of the thinner ones, because you've probably known that the more fluid ones hold better instantaneously, and the thicker ones will fill, right?
Yeah.
And so this one was working with the manufacturer to say, is there a way we can get a happy medium in there? Because with small detailed models, we don't need the super thick gel paint or gel glues, right? And that was really it. But it's not a huge alteration, though.
Well, thank you so much for that sub. Much appreciated. We always appreciate those subs. And we always appreciate you, chat.
He's buttering you up for something, chat.
Yeah, for the top of the hour.
Careful, chat.
Bottom
Whenever he
of the
starts
hour.
talking like this, he's about to ask you for
The
something.
top of the hour and the bottom of the hour.
Chris will come in and be like, Jason, you're just looking great today.
Jason, you're all right.
Yeah, see? He does that. And then I know I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, chat. The next thing is, hey, Dad, can I have the keys to the car? Or, hey, can I borrow the company card for a minute?
Hey, buckaroo, can I do this thing that I want you to let me do for free? That's what I always say, Pat. I don't know. Sounds more like the Count from Sesame Street. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that was me.
That was Jason. I don't know what
I
Jason's
love to
talking
count. Three wonderful cookies. I love to count.
What? Hey there, champ. Yep, that's what I say. Hey, boss. Hey there, buckaroo.
Then
hey
I know
there,
it's
sport.
bad. That's how I know it's bad. It's Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. You hear Chris
Tuesday
coming
morning at 8 a.m. I don't. Hey,
Tuesday
I've
morning
been
at
good.
8 a.m. and he's like, "Hey, Buckaroo."
I was told, do not talk to me at 8 a.m. And I have been very good at that.
You know what, Chris? You're one of the only people that actually listens to me every now and then.
You typically is like, hey, I respect the don't disturb hours. I'm that guy.
After I yelled at him.
No.
Tell him the whole truth.
It's not true.
Tell him the whole truth. We had a hard conversation, Chris and I.
No, that's not true.
We had a very tough,
It was Gabe.
very tough conversation. I'm really liking the red. It's kind of weird.
It's really cool, actually.
It's kind of weird.
Kind of weird. And
Would not have been my first choice. My first choice would have been something like the cloak, but this is where we make changes. This is where we let chat derail us. Chat said jade cloak. Fine. I was going to do that kind of coloring on the hair, but you know what? Let's step outside our comfort zone, chat. I make you do it. You make me do it. It's a lovely combination. We call it a symbiotic relationship.
Wad, you guys are awake at 8 a.m.? We're here at work. I am up early. Wad, the day is bright and young.
Monument Hobbies doesn't mess around, man. Our day starts at 8, goes till 4. We have the best work day ever. You come in at 8, you leave at 4, you get a paid lunch, and we provide food. There you go. Is everybody jealous? Go to your boss and tell them they're slacking.
Oh, Source. Actually, that was a real question. Okay, I thought you were making a joke. Source is asking, lastly, could you repeat the how not to F up your super glue tips? I thought I'd forgotten most of them.
How not to screw up your super glue. What are you talking about? Oh, the super glue tip.
Yeah.
The tip of the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh. Did we make a video out of that? We did.
I think so.
Yeah, it's on a YouTube
It's a long
video.
time ago.
Fluid Dynamics with Jason. That's not what it's called, but I think we did a clip or a highlight of it on the YouTubes.
On the tubes.
Damn kids these days.
Here's what I would say.
Damn kids and their YouTubes.
Kids and their YouTubes. What are your tips for that tip?
Well, what am I, Dance Monkey Dance?
It was a question from Source. It was
He's
a real
been
question.
here. He should remember.
Source, figure it out.
Source, figure it out.
That's our new motto here. Figure it out, chat.
Figure it out. Get good, scrub.
If you got that kind of badge on here, you're done. Let me see. You know what, Source?
That's just an affront to humankind that
Hold.
Source, being here as long as he has been, doesn't remember.
Oh, I'll find it for you.
So.
And I just found it.
Oh, did you?
Well, actually, I found a couple, but this one is November 15th, 3 years ago. Super glue science.
There you go. See what we do, chat? See what we do for you, chat?
See, do for you, Source specifically.
Source specifically.
Here you go, right here.
See what we do for you, Source specifically.
Source, we love you. Hey, chat, we love you. And guess what? We're getting back on the tracks. This is Painting Serious Hour moment. With
Dusty Hobbies. Every time you hear me talk about working here, you want to move here. You should probably interview some of the employees first, because I'm obviously overblowing the grandeur of working at Monument Hobbies because I love it so much. I'm sure they have different tales to tell.
Get out while you still can.
See, there you go.
No, it's all right.
This is a man who's asked me to go to dinner with him tonight.
Oh, so suave.
You did, right?
I did.
Okay.
We have a shoot today, Jason.
Where are we eating?
I don't
That's
know.
what's more important.
It depends on how long the shoot goes.
Oh, Jesus. If it's like 8 hours, are we eating at like Denny's or
Heck
IHOP
yeah,
or something? What are we
dude.
doing?
That's a good. I'm very excited for this video. Yeah, we're doing
He's interviewing me, chat.
a deep dive on where and what and who is Monument Hobbies. It'll be our voice.
He's
Our
interviewing
brand
me.
guide. Jason, as you know him before you, the man, the myth, the legend, the fearless captain of this ship, which, chat, is the ocean beneath us, is going to be giving us all the doots and the deets. Deets and the doots.
It's eats before dudes.
I've learned a lot, chat, sitting behind this desk, and I believe that our company needs to learn more. And I'll do it. It's not about what the company can do for you. It's about what you can do for the company. No, it's none of it's gonna be real, chat. I'm just gonna turn the camera on and think about it for like 30 minutes and then be like, "What's your favorite color?" No. I've learned a lot by watching and listening. Yeah.
Gabe today, we were at a meeting, and
Who's
Gabe was
Gabe?
like, Chris gets a freaking painting masterclass every day.
That's
The team is very jealous of Chris's time on stream.
I've offered. If anybody wants to come in here and produce, they're not allowed.
Yeah, he says that until somebody says, hey, what that thing where you said we could come, how about today? And he'd be, oh,
No, I'll go.
any day would have been good except
No,
for
you're not.
today.
Oh, I'll set in stone. Nobody is this skipper. No, it's very true.
This
Because
is the
if
Chris show.
Chris get hit by a bus, there's a safety in place, chat. There is a master guide. We'll get Gabe in here one of these days. One of these days when I'm sick or take a day.
Never happened. Never happened.
We'll get Shelby in here one of these days.
Oh,
There's a little bit
Jesus.
more. There's a little bit. It's. I have to chat. You guys, here's the difference, right? There's a lot behind the scenes that you have to be aware of, because as our captain is navigating the waters, I am navigating the oars, the little springed leaks that come up here and there, right? I'm also talking to the waves, so
What do you
and I'm
even-
chatting to the waves and typing to the waves, and I'm also recording what the boat is doing every once in a while. You have to be able to look around. And,
Chat, have you ever worked with a person
Uh-oh.
who makes their position so grandiose?
Yep. That if I die, we're all dead.
Yeah.
No,
We're
it's
all
not
dead,
true.
Chat.
Hey,
Chat, you better hope Chris survives.
Chat, I have an emergency plan in place that anybody can view at any time. And I've simplified the process. You want to know how I did that?
No.
Great. Because I wasn't going to tell you my secrets. No, it's a very simplified process. Well, no, it's not simplified. The waves of chat. Yeah, so if the boat sinks, it is your fault. Mo, actually 100% yes. If the boat starts to sink, I am responsible. That's not really a joke. That's why I'm here.
Black red's a really neat color.
Ghost Hunter just said, that thumb doesn't look so hot. Every time you do a combo like this, it starts to look like you've been beat up.
Anytime you use
Bruised.
red, you got to be careful, right?
Yeah.
Because it really does look like, holy what? Yeah, this is a bad day to go out to dinner. We're gonna be out, and they're gonna look at me and Chris. He's gonna be the angry significant other at the dinner table. They're gonna look at us and be like, they're gonna come up to me and go, "Sir, do you need some help?" Chris better not get up to go to the bathroom.
And I'm going to go, don't you talk to him that way.
Don't answer those questions. Don't you answer them.
More? That's funny. We all know Chris is a stowaway. 100%. These are facts.
He's a stowaway on the boat. Oh, I like this. Now this is starting to make sense to me.
See? Hey, and speaking of stowaways,
He said, see? I've been telling you this works.
it's 3 o'clock. This is the top and the bottom of the hour.
You miss Crazy Shelby producing day? Oh, that's right. She did produce the show a couple times
She
over
did.
when it was over in the corner.
She did.
That seems so long ago.
It was a couple months ago.
This feels like forever.
I
Chris.
know, that was not a good thing. It feels like forever ago. This is we got it's interesting.
This feels like forever.
Going on a more serious note, it's a lot more, you have to have a lot more energy when you don't have a second person on screen.
This feels like a little like forever.
It's more precise, chat. So,
It's more precise.
and it's
Why does this feel so
it
foreverish?
it does require talent to have more energy.
Why
That's
does
why
this-
Jason has to eat before stream.
Why does this feel so foreverish?
The age of non-metallic gold is forever. Paint liquor, Jason's been doing that forever, so that's just the reality. So if you don't know how to do non-metallic gold yet,
Oh
you
my
are
God.
blind
Are you even paying
or
attention?
not paying attention.
Are you even paying attention,
You
chat?
have to know how to do it now.
Orange red, chat.
Or have at least tried.
We're using orange red, not red orange.
And for all of you who are new, our amp colors just launched last week. To the public. Wait, we're supposed to pay attention? Panic bomb. Yes.
Oh,
Please.
you.
Please, God, pay attention. Yes, I am blessed by being able to sit because I'm not just passively sitting. I am watching chat while I'm here. So yes, I do learn through osmosis.
Yes, that's the correct term. I mean, that's one term.
I just wanted to put a question mark on that.
Oh,
I do
gotcha.
learn from Jason.
What? Impossible?
Gentastic says, "Is there something you need to tell me?"
Oh, wait. She's not supposed to be here.
Oh.
This morning I said, so Christopher's asked me out to dinner. I'm not sure of his intention, so I haven't told him yes yet.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I told her. So this plays right into that whole thing.
I needed to coax Jason into doing this shoot today, so I'm like, hey, maybe we get some food afterwards, you know?
Great.
And it worked, chat.
Great.
No,
I could still leave.
No, don't. This is going to be fun.
I
like
could
these
still
kinds
leave.
of videos.
I don't have to do any of this. I don't have to. You're not the boss of me.
You're not the boss of me. Yeah, it's a big day today, chat. Dauntless brushes.
New brushes.
Last week we have new paints.
Right on the heels of new paint. We don't ever let you, like when we go for long spurts where we let you have a breather, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam. No rest for the weary, chat.
No rest for the weary. I am very excited for these brushes. I can't wait till they get into our system so that I can get them.
Yeah, I was going to
very
say,
excited.
I feel like there will be a lot of employees going, when can I buy the new brushes?
This is coming on the perfect time. I need new brushes. I need new brushes.
That's a really cool combo.
And when are they coming out? Ask Gosu. Once we get them in the system.
Yeah.
We'll let you know on the socials.
Within like a week or so, I would think. Like I said, we have to go through QC. Production has all the brushes and are going through them, but they have to set up a schedule for them and, you know, all that. So it literally is people going through every individual brush, checking tips, making sure we don't have any recurring problems.
With some people, a couple people just asked, I'm sorry I'm late. New brushes, question mark.
Yeah.
What do we do, Jason?
What do you mean, what do we do?
What did we do today? What did we show the people?
We showed the culmination of years. It makes it sound way more important than it really was. Years of hard work by the product development team at Monument Hobbies.
Tedious years.
It was not tedious.
Tedious?
It was not tedious either. For the Dauntless synthetic brushes. So here they are, chat. The Dauntless synthetic brushes. It is an amazing set that starts with, are you ready? The 00. Zoinks. The number 1. The number 3. The number 5. And, wait for it. Wait for it. Where'd I put it? Where'd it go? Christopher!
What are you talking about?
Did you take my brush?
What? No. Which one?
Christopher!
Did it slip?
I don't know where it went.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I don't know where it went. Did
Jason,
you take it?
Is it in the cup?
No.
What are you looking for? Which
I've
one?
got the other one. The BAB.
A BAB?
Yeah. Yeah, you stole it.
I didn't.
I probably threw it back in the cup and I just don't see it.
I'm looking for it.
I have multiple,
Keep
so it's
showing
fine.
them.
It's fine.
Oh, yes, you did. It's camouflaged.
So I'm not using it. And the BAB.
Oh.
The OG BAB is back, gang.
That's so
The
great.
BAB as part of the Dauntless set. So there you go. These are, if you remember, if you've been watching the stream for a while, you'll know that for over a year, I was painting with these, right? And I told you there was a new brush that we were looking at, and I put it through its paces and beat the crap out of it and used them. This is the first one that I used, and it finally just, it'll still hold a point, but it needed to be cleaned. When I am testing brushes, I never clean them. I just beat the crap out of them. Worked great. And then I moved to the second one and beat the crap out of it too. And the second one is still in my travel case. I still paint with it. Well, that's what these are. 100%. Nice. And now we're using them. And they will be available soon. There you go. An affordable synthetic set to help everybody out.
Super fun.
While everybody's raising prices, we're coming out with more amazing, affordable hobby supplies.
Mo's asking, will matte varnish and glaze wash media be in stock by the time the brushes are out?
I didn't know they were out. That's a production question, so I do not have an answer for you. I would assume so. Generally, if we're out of anything, it's only a couple of days away from being back in stock, paint-wise. The team over there has been super focused on all the new amp colors, so there may have been a couple of things that kind of fell behind while we were...
Well, we had a huge... I mean, even with the launch last week, too. They've been pumping it out, chat. Yes, Thor, are they lower prices due to more Chris's magic? Absolutely. That's the exact reason why.
Stealing my thunder.
All me. I'm the one, chat.
So we set out, I was talking about it earlier, we set out with a goal in mind of recreating what used to be called our utility brush set or artillery brush set, depending on how long you've been around, which was always a low-cost synthetic paintbrush that allowed painters of any level to just have a good, like they were named, a good utility brush, something you could dry brush with, something you could do basing with, you know, and that were good enough that you could even detail paint with them. But were meant to not be as big of a strain on the pocketbook, but also meant to be something that you felt like you could treat like they were disposable, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm always honest, brushes are a disposable commodity. They are a tool that you use up and then you get rid of. That's just the way it is. To have a brush that lasts you 20 years is such a phenomenal occurrence. It just doesn't, it can't be expected. And so, you know, in order to allow your good brushes where you invest your hard-earned cash to stay workable longer, give yourself a beat up set that you're not as mad about if you do a bunch of the basing for your next army and it kills the brush. You're not as mad as you would be if you did that work with your best sable, right? Yeah. So and when we came out with the Pro Synthetics, that went away. We didn't have that anymore because that synthetic life, I spent a lot of time finding a synthetic that was just top of the tree, amazing. And I always said to myself that I will get back to having a value line synthetic when I can find a filament that isn't, you know, Walmart, you know, school supply aisle type brush. You know, I want something that feels like you still got a good brush, did the job you wanted it to do. So, and as you've seen, I've painted some amazing models with these brushes over the last year.
Yes, for all of you who are wanting some references, if you go back to our past VODs on our live tab,
pretty much everything in the past year is
white-handled.
painted with these brushes.
White-handled brush, you'll see them, and you can just literally go even look at some of the thumbnails. You'll see the white-handled brush, and that's what these are. So definitely has been a process of testing and good testing. By the way. No, we haven't gotten rid of any brushes. Just updated them. TK, yes, it is amp red. Amp black red, and then the orange red. Okrin, always coming in to save the day for me when it comes to workups. Derpstick says, would the size 5 be good for base coating?
Oh, fantastic. That's its intended usage. Base coat with the 5 or the 3. Do all your detailing with the 3. Then you can get into really fine details with the 1 and the 00. And then, of course, the BAB for doing bigger wash applications, dry brushing, things of that nature. You got it. Baby, you got it.
For Thomas J, we don't know what model this is. We just found it.
I hate that, but that is
very
very true.
I
No idea what this is.
We've been cleaning up a couple spots of the office, and I've had some help finding models and putting them on the shelf in one of our older offices, which is now kind of like a little storage staging area. And I put all of our models that I keep finding, and I keep opening boxes, and there are just models. I'm like, oh, these are models.
Yeah, so there was a table in the
quite a
room.
bit.
There's a table in the room that Chris is turning into the photography room.
Yeah.
And it was loaded up with models last week, and I just walked in there. I forget what I was looking for. Probably something to paint.
No, it was because you're like, what are we going to fill the gap with until we do the white armor?
Oh, and so I was like, I was just like, oh, this would be cool. I would paint this. And I remembered it when I saw it that, I liked the fact that it kind of had a Dark Souls vibe to it, but I don't remember which 3D, STL company did it. It's a 3D print.
Yeah.
But we did not print it. I feel like I bought this on Etsy from somebody back when I was buying something else that was
It's very
pre-printed.
like Elden Ring, Dark Souls kind of vibes.
Yeah.
You could probably look like you could use it for a Trench Crusade model.
Oh, sure.
They're model agnostic, so you can just do whatever you want with that game. Any take on God Hand clippers and like worth it? ? Says Source.
So God Hand, and they may have multiple types, but the type that most everybody knows is a flat clipper that's only a single-sided blade. So rather than pinching, it goes and cleaves through the plastic. So it winds up cutting from one direction only, and so that when it gets through the entire cut, you have a cleaner edge at the end, whereas most cutters, because they're pinching from both sides, you might get a little ridge where the cut completes. Yeah. The God Hand will move all the way to the end of the cut, and the ridge will be at the end and very, very small, considering that most of what you're cutting is round sprue. So any single point along that circumference when you close that cut doesn't have much to clean up. So they're great, and the people in the Gundam world really like it, because in Gundam where you don't have the join lines having to be filled, you're not gluing as much stuff together, they're not doing as much finish work as like the scale model world. So for Gundam, I know why it exists. For us in our world, I don't know that it does us as good, because they're flat, and most of the sprue points nowadays on the more advanced models are like on an inside curve, and they hit an area where when you go in with the God Hand and you clip them, you're still going to have the nub anyway, because the God Hand can't get down into the nub. So you want something that's more like our clippers that does have a deeper V for the cut, right? And is still flush on one side, but isn't flat. That way ours are developed so they can get into the sprue, and when you clip it as close as possible. You still do have the little ridge where the pinch ends. But yeah, it's really just a thing. I would never spend the money on them. I just, for what they do, they don't have any value for me in the world that we live in for models.
Yeah.
There are people in the Gundam world, because they're not painting a lot, and so they can't go in and necessarily sand. A lot of them do. They'll sand that little nub and then polish it, because the color of the plastic is the color that's at the end of the model.
Right.
So they're spending all their work making sure that the finish of the part they clipped is the perfect finish for the end of the day, because they're not painting.
Got it.
For the Gundam guys that are painting, they don't care. They may still use God Hand, but it doesn't provide you anything if you don't care about the finish. And since we're painting the gray plastic, we don't care, then it usually isn't a big deal.
You can just paint right over it.
Yeah, you can paint right over it. Not a big deal. So that's my take. There's a lot of companies out there trying to do them in because it's a fad.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, they're super expensive, and they break really easy with the hips, the thicker hips models sometimes, even plastic. But definitely don't use them on resin or metal, for God's sakes. But yeah, I'm not a fan. Too much money to spend to have them break.
Yeah. Not
a durable enough tool for what you assume it is, right? Because clippers I look at and I'm like, oh, I can use those.
Well, we have specific tools for what we're doing. Excuse me, chat. Whoa, that was a big yawn.
Chris, I'm going to need you to stop playing video games till 3 a.m.
Oh, I don't do that anymore. Those days are long, long, long gone.
I like that combo. I'm liking it, chat. I'm liking it.
We don't play games anymore. I am done with games.
Okay, now, chat, just to make it completely
okay, yeah,
confusing, now I'm going to use red-orange.
No, we're talking about video games. Now, I would play a long game, tabletop game. I like the big, crunchy, long games, though, when it comes to tabletop stuff.
Miniature stuff?
Yeah.
Like more RPG-ish? More narrative?
Yeah, I love that. I like the...
Or do you mean you like playing Age of Sigmar for 4 hours?
I do like that.
Well.
Like, not even just Age of Sigmar, just like a big war game, like Risk even. Like, I like the long, crunchy games.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I think I do like, Age of Sigmar for that, right? But we played the other last night with some other rules, and it's actually way more fun.
Age of Sigmar?
Yeah, with the Ravage Coast rules, it's way more fun that way.
What is Ravage Coast?
It's their new Path to Glory style campaign-ish rules. You ditch all of the battle tactics. You can upgrade your hero. It's not as crunchy as the old Path to Glory. It's a little bit more like do what you want. It was a 2v2. We had Chance, Philip, Gabe, and Jordan. And then I was there as a roaming threat. So we used Frostgrave rules, similar, right, to throw in my Gargant in a random spot.
Oh, okay.
So we did that kind of stuff. It's way more narrative. It is not at all like tournament play.
Yeah, it's not like you're out to win.
No, and the objectives are ultra easy. So it's fun. But I like those games. But I don't play them. I don't play games.
I'm gonna say, chat.
Battletech, yeah, Battletech's like that. Teach me, I want to play Battletech. Schmidt says, I want to play Battletech. I got my mechs on my mind, watching Gundam, reading Battletech novels, big stompy robots.
I'm a fan.
Philip loves Battletech.
Not enough to finish his damn campaign.
The gauntlet is down. It has been thrown. He's not playing games yet. That's right. We don't play games. I run a tight ship. Flapjack, that's correct. I do run a tight ship. Someone has to captain the Dutchman.
That's not what this is, Chris.
There's a lot of real serious tone in that one, chat.
Not what this is, Chris. This is not the Flying Dutchman.
Ghost Hunter Philip has the best Battletech intro video. I believe so. Where's the whistle? Right there. And you know what that means? We're back to being serious. Panic Bomb. I have not tried Blood and Plunder.
We have it.
I'm going to have to try that.
Game.
Part of the chat, part of the crew. Exactly, Xenobon. That's great. Part of the chat, part of the crew.
This is looking good.
So is this like a blood main? What are we doing here? What's the end goal with this?
Reds to yellow.
Reds to yellow.
Yeah.
Kill a fellow. Red to yellow? Kill a fellow? It's the snake?
What
King snake or whatever?
What the?
Have you heard that? You've heard that for sure. Red to yellow, kill a fellow.
Oh, that's right.
With the snake.
What I don't. Yeah, the king snake versus
snake?
the
other
whatever
snake?
it is. Yeah.
Red to black, you're okay, Jack. Something like that. I don't know. Don't touch snakes out in the wild, chat. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, I was
just don't go near any snakes in the wild, okay?
Especially if you're in an area where you have to worry about which band, the red band, what color the red band is next to, you have already made mistakes.
Unless you've seen a massive gopher snake in Arizona, which they are out there, don't touch or go near any snakes in Arizona. There's a 99% chance it is very venomous. No, TK, you cannot play with the ones with the rattles. Coral snake. Okay, that's what that is. If they hiss, give a kiss. No, definitely not. Artistic Outlaw. Have you painted any realistic fire on minis? I'm having a hard time finding an approach that doesn't look cartoony.
Realistic fire, like graphical fire, or that there is actually a flame on the model? Like, is the model holding a torch, or are you trying to put flame graphics on a tank?
Ooh. Good explanation.
I only ask because realistic flame is used sometimes from people that want to do, like, paint flames on a car, but they want it to be not
Like decals
not
or
cartoony
something?
decals. They
Yeah.
want it to look more like real fire.
Yeah, let us know, Artistic Outlaw. I'll clarify for him. Flame on the model.
I mean, the answer is yes. I don't know with the way we have it arranged right now if I have anything that's here.
I don't think so. Not up there.
Um,
Do you have anything?
we've got colored flame, unfortunately. But the principle is the same if you can get through the
Sure.
idea of color.
Jordan did
Right.
that one.
So Jordan did this kind of balefire witch flame or something, right? So the brightest color stays in close to the hand. And then I've got this one that again is kind of a magical fire, right?
Yeah.
The concept is the same. Your brightest color stays at the point of ignition or the source of the flame, and then you work your colors darker as you move away. And so you would start with pale yellow or white, and then you would use that into yellows, into oranges, into reds, and then into sooty red, black red, or black if it was a really oily flame and had a black sooty tip to it. But I don't have any flame like fire flame. Where is the
Don't you have one right behind you?
where is the
Jason?
Nova
What about that right there?
trainer?
Right, you see that?
Oh.
Artistic Outlaw saying flame like a torch or sculpted flames. You see that one with the flame? Actually,
Right. So the same concept. But we have like the Nova salamander as well, but
it's right
it
in front of you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron did.
Yeah.
That base he glued on there.
Yeah, good.
Like a stand.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. So that's very good from Aaron Lovejoy. Right. Same thing.
That's a
That
dope.
yellow into orange into red. Same concept. Right. If the flame isn't very big, then you're not going to have as much of the dark color. It has to have a larger area that it's throwing light over for the reds to really come into effect. But you get a little bit on the torch here. But same concept. Right.
You did an excellent job on that one.
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
I gotta take a picture of that.
He killed it. So starting with, a yellow, Jordan has a quick video that you guys did.
A short.
That is a short that
I'll
shows
find
doing
that
it
for
with
you.
fluorescent paints, but the coloring is correct on what you would want to be looking for. So give him that link.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it for you real quick.
Just always be thinking in terms
There you go.
of, you're going bright to dark
Mhm.
across the colors that you're using.
Yes, we did a short. There's the link. Crocodile. Also, hope you're having a great day. Long time no see. Welcome in.
Right, chat, to further complicate things, we're going to use orange yellow. All the amp colors on the main, except for orange red.
Ghoul Studio, welcome in.
Hello. How's everybody doing? It's Thursday. The
Crocodile,
countdown.
Ghoul Studio, I believe you did the a Golden Demon piece.
A fantastic piece.
Yes.
Congrats,
And
by the
correct
way.
me if I'm wrong. That's the one. Let me double check. Remember.
Fantastic piece. Cool.
Yep. Use Pro Krill. Nice. It was great stuff.
Awesome.
Ghost Hunter says, "Great job selling the new paint, Jason."
I'm doing it, chat. I'm
He's
marketing.
doing the thing.
I'm marketing, chat.
Ghoul Studio, absolutely. Love that you use our stuff.
I'm not trying to make this flame, but I'm using the same colors, right? But if it were flame, it would be inverted as far as where the bright colors were. I just thought it would be neat to have kind of a reddish mane on here. Give some warmth to this otherwise very dead-looking skin. Just playing with color. Since somebody stole my jade and said I paint the cloak jade, well, okay, fine. Fine, chat. I'll do what you asked me to do. Dance, monkey, dance. But now I get to do what I want to do.
Well, we painted this with you, Jason. Technically.
I will kill you.
I will destroy you. We the people, we the chat. The ocean beneath our boat. And we'll take that to the grave. My grave. I'm going to get killed pretty soon here.
Chat,
get ready for that news.
Chad, I want
Breaking news.
Want you all say goodbye to Chris.
This is the 5 o'clock news at 10. Local hobby company has massive breakout of anger. Local Christopher Masucci has died.
Local Christopher Masucci, not the internationally
That's right.
known.
Local Chris Masucci
the
has
local
passed
Chris.
away from a bout of anger from his boss, Jason HB Craze.
Chad, I'm sorry. I apologize. I should treat Chris better.
No.
No? Okay, good.
Little Billy, does the Go Bag Mini fit the standard foam paint trays? Yes.
Yep, they all do. They're interchangeable.
And Little Billy, you're fired.
What?
There it is, chat.
What do you do?
Welcome in. I've done it. And it was a seamless transition. Little Billy's done. The Little Billy show has ended.
Little Billy, I'm here to apologize. I'm having to apologize for you a lot lately, Christopher.
Chat, I'm going to clip all of the apologies. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm sorry, chat. Chat.
Yeah, it'll just be a whole thing of
Sorry.
here's how our normal stream goes. Sorry, chat. Very sorry, chat. Sorry, I'm very sorry, chat. Christopher, you're fired. Sorry, chat.
If you're new here, sorry.
Sorry.
This is not.
I do say that a lot, chat. If you're new here, I apologize in advance for the demeanor of my illustrious producer,
illustrious,
the
that's
local
it.
Chris Masucci.
That's right, local Chris Masucci, not the international one. He's off gallivanting somewhere.
Not the
in
one from
Spain.
Tallahassee.
Little Billy says, I worked at Monument Sick, adding it to the resume. Perfect.
You should. If they
You're
call
here.
us, don't expect a good review.
Oh, I will have them directly patched to my phone. Bling, bling. I need a recommendation for Little Billy. Ha!
Say, ha!
Where do I begin? How much time you got?
Well, I cannot give a positive reflection on the individual in question. What I can tell you...
Well. Terrible workplace. Yes, Little Billy. That's all in good fun, chat. You know, that's what we're all about here. It's all in good fun.
Is it, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it, though?
We're professional. We make good product. We make the best product. Speaking of product, the new Dauntless brushes are coming. Jason's using them right now. He's been using them for the last 18 or so months. Ever seen him use a white handle in the, I don't know, hundreds of VODs from this last year?
It is funny to think that every model painted over the course of the last year was painted with these brushes, and they're only now coming out for sale.
Yep.
Hopefully,
it has been a long time.
Hopefully this next week, chat. So keep your eyes peeled if you're looking for some brushes. We've got the Dauntless brushes, nice, high quality, good value brushes.
They've been, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I am currently, chat, Ghost Studio, Ghoul Studio. But Chris, where's the bag acrylic gonna go up on the website? See, that's right.
See what they do to me, chat. See what they do to me. They're like, hey, Jason, you know what you should do is take a day off. This is why I don't ever take days off. Because when I leave, this is what I come back to.
Bag acrylic.
Bag acrylic.
We can't let the cat go out of the bag. I will admit, Gabe had a very illustrious, what's the word I'm trying to say? Man, chat, I don't even know. Gabe had a great idea, and he's like, Chris, what if we put the paint in a bag?
Well, it says, I thought you can't actually say one way or another how they were, only confirm they did work there. I'm not an HR professional, so let me just tell you how I handle these things. If for some reason a particular person, which thank goodness, knock wood, in the history of monument hobbies, we have had little to no issues. And the people that have left on good terms for the most part. A couple of bad apples, right? But, I don't think they'd ever give us as a reference, right? Yeah. I mean, I think you know that.
Yeah.
But, if people were to call up and ask about somebody who I did not
recommend,
then yes, works. You would just be like, oh, yes, they did work here. Here are the dates. What other questions might I answer for you?
Yeah.
And I think that people kind of know. Because when somebody's glowing, you'd be like, oh, my gosh, I'd hire them back again immediately, if not sooner. Because we've gotten that from a lot of people that have applied here and given us references, and we'll call them, and they'll be like, oh, my God, the day they left was horrible. We'd hire them back in an instant. We knew why they had to leave, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. But then there's Chris.
I have a list of references. I didn't need them. I was already living in the building.
Yeah. So, squatters' rights, chat. Let me tell you a question about squatters' rights. It turns out that if the person sneaks in and puts a sleeping bag in an office, it's very difficult to get rid of them.
I did not.
So
I did not put a sleeping bag in that office.
So
okay. All right, chat. Okay. It was me. I was the bad apple, says little Billy.
It's because you reported Chris to HR too many times.
That's right. I'm literally, chat, just going back to this example, watching streams and seeing the white paintbrush.
Especially if they left poop in the corner. Whoa!
Gross.
You've had squatters poop in the corner? Maybe that's why...
Wait a minute. That's guys talking about me.
Wait, what?
See.
Wait, what?
Oddly, Chris has the longest reference list I've ever seen. I see what you did there, Thor's paw. Hey, I'm going back and watching some of the VODs, just like the thumbnails, right? I'm seeing where I see a white handle, and there's quite a bit. Oh, here's one where I painted. And when I mean we, I mean myself in real flesh with my... Oh, that was 10 months ago. That was your birthday. Time ago.
That's a long time, Chris. Chris, this feels like forever.
It kind of does. Is it me?
Am I the bad guy?
Wait a minute. Is this my fault? No. Because we're focused, chat. We're here. We're ready. We're on the train tracks. And I'm not even going to whistle for that one.
A little bit of pale yellow here to just give some brief little bright spots in the hair. Hair is an interesting material because it has so much dynamic motion capability, right? Mm-hmm. It can wave in and out of the light in ways that other materials just don't, right? Because other materials have a flat, planar surface, even a piece of cloth. Yeah. It can get wrinkles, right? And then the wrinkles raise and lower into and out of the light. And so you have to pick up the highlights. Can't just be in a straightforward fashion all the time. But hair does that to the nth degree, right? I've got a paint gunner.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So you can be a little brave with it, right? And you can put little pinprick highlights even in lower areas, as you can imagine a little sprig of hair popping out from under a shadowed area. Lets you create some neat motion.
Panic Bomb's asking, Is it a train or a boat? Train boat?
Boat train.
Train on the water, boat on the tracks. That's from Family Guy. It's the calm before the storm, chat.
What?
I'm just saying crap. It's a ferry? Oh! Interesting. Valley Val.
We're ferrying everyone.
We're a ferry.
We are the miniature painting ferry.
Yeah.
We are couriering. Couriering.
That's a $15 word.
Everyone to their creative destination.
Right.
What we're doing, chat.
I could see that. Like a ghostly, transporting the dead into the underworld.
Well, that's a little dark,
The
but
hobby,
okay.
the hobby underworld.
I mean, that was not really.
I just imagined, like, I don't know why it went.
Not what I was going for, but
no, the hobby ferry is beautiful and light and wonderful.
and now all of a sudden we are on the river Styx.
And now we.
I mean, we are painting weird undead craziness, so there is that.
There is that. What did I just walk into? Hey, great segue. Welcome in, everybody. Let's get this train back on the tracks. Welcome in.
This damn whistle.
It is 3:40.
I gotta take this damn whistle.
Don't do it. Oh, no. Jason doesn't like it, chat. Oh, no.
I gotta take this damn whistle away from you.
No. There it is. We have weapons. We have weapons against each other.
Why don't you spend some time reflecting on that?
We do have a lot of analog going on. It's good.
We have a lot of noise, lot more noisemakers than is healthy, chat.
I like it.
Throw it out there.
We're here for you,
A lot
chat.
more noisemakers than is healthy.
We're here for you.
So he's got like rib cage exposed.
What?
He's got like holes in his skin and like rib cage stuff, and I completely forgot while I was painting that he has hair things on the back of his knees.
Oh, I see.
I probably should have done
That's okay.
the same.
Hey, that's all right.
thing.
You're just painting. You're just having fun with your new
Should've
Dauntless brushes.
Done the same thing over there that I did over here. Rats. Well, fantastic, Chet. What time do you say it is? It cannot be 3. Oh, it's 3:40.
It's 3:40.
Okay, I thought you said it was time to quit.
Oh, it's time to quit.
It is not time to quit. You don't get to. You don't. That's not in your purview to make
Chet
that
will
decision.
have me at the throat if I quit at 20 minutes early. We don't do that.
Chat, we're not
stream
letting
2
him
to
paint
4.
anymore.
2 to 4 Mountain Standard Time, and that is not a local oil company. That is a weird time in the United States of America.
Where did you come up with this? It's not a weird oil company.
Is
Is just stuff just flying around in your
Yeah.
in the corner of your eye, and you're just grabbing it out of midair?
It's hilarious.
Chris, you're killing me.
It does sound like when you say Mountain Standard, it sounds like an oil company, right? Mountain Standard. Ah, Mountain Standard. Mountain Standard Oil Company.
Chad, I apologize.
Don't apologize.
I apologize.
Wasn't Jason gonna tell us how Chris was hired? That's great. I was out in the cold.
He
out
squatted in the office. I just told you.
I was out on hole 18. It was negative 14 degrees, and I called to the painting hobby gods, and Jason emerged from the
I
clouds.
told you how he coached Tiger Woods.
No, it's not true. It's not even close.
He will not accept any of the credit for this, but it is an amazing story.
I cannot.
Chad.
I have
It's
never
how we
done
met.
that.
Tiger called me up one day and said, "Hey,
All
Jason,
of this is false.
Jason, I have got this guy who could teach even you how to play golf." And I was like, "I don't have any interest in learning how to play golf, Tiger. We've had this conversation." And he was like, "Well, but now's the time." And so I was like, "Listen, for you, buddy, anything." And so I went out and met him for lunch.
Gosh.
I met him for lunch. and then he introduced me to Chris.
Oh no!
And Chris could not, by the way, teach me how to play golf. It just didn't work. But he is a good coach, and I watched the way he altered that man's career to the point to where it just became what it was. Right?
I know that this is just funny falsities and how the world is so small, but I have not done that, chat. It's all lies. It is Masters Week, though.
The truth will come out in the memoirs, chat.
Memoirs.
Wait for Chris's memoirs.
Yes.
Doing some highlights.
Nice.
Peach flesh on the leg flesh.
Oh, chat, I was not do these things.
Tiger's calling up like, Jason, hey, if anybody asks him in Chile, I have been an alibi. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. I'm like, Tiger, I'm going to have to start charging for this if the cops come by more times.
Kenneth Red, real question. I recently got the Gravediggers from War Machine. Nice. I wanted to do a Grimdark scheme on like a brass-colored and signature blue armor. Any suggestions? I've never done Grimdark before.
Brass-colored and
like,
signature blue armor. Any suggestions? Well, the blue for them is kind of like our blue. Like legit just blue, right? The brass or bronze, I would start off with like dark bronze, and then rich gold, bright gold. I mean, that's kind of what, because I was doing this guy. I did him purple, right? So never mind the purple. But on the, the kind of bronze that I associate with like all of the, the pressure gauge and steam-powered, steampunk stuff, is dark bronze, bronze, rich gold, white gold, right? And so you can get a really nice true metallic out of that. That may be too dark for you, at which point in time you can do everything from mixing in like transparent yellow into it to get a little bit more brassy if that's what you want, using more of the rich gold. The transparent yellow with rich gold is an amazing workup because it really gets it into that brass kind of coloring, right? But this is meant to be more bronze. So I use dark bronze, the golds mixed in with them. Works great.
Count the Red. Go check out those VODs. When did you do that, Jason?
I don't remember.
He did the whole workup.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I'll go back and see.
The magic of Faded Plum.
I can at least find a VOD close. It wasn't too long ago.
It's one of the few models where my love of purple actually made it onto the final product. You could be like, oh, he painted it purple. Who knew?
Here we go. Okay, I'm fine.
Who knew?
Everybody calm down, including Chris.
Chris, I'm going to need you to stay calm.
Stay calm.
Stay calm, because I have to deal with you tonight for some reason. So I need you to be calm. Especially if we're going out to dinner, I can't have it be like last time.
No, what are you talking about? We're filming. Oh, here. Okay, here. Back on August 7th, 8 months ago. Actually, Shelby was pretty. And it says, I love that color scheme. I would 100% do that purple.
Yep.
Check this one out.
It's great.
Start here, and then he does that.
That purple looks really good because the standard Signar coloring really doesn't ever fly with me because it's a little too ultramarine-ish, right? Signar was kind of like War Machine's Ultramarines. It was their poster children for War Machine. And so for me, it just didn't fly. So I always make it in purple. Notice how on the leg, we'll catch the top of the thigh, the muscles, a little bit bend into the knee, the dimension under the knee to catch a little bit of light, that might grab underneath here. Very sparse. Top of the knee, top of the calf muscle back here, and then nothing on the shin, really. So that the shin falls into the distance. You can tell the angle that it's going because it keeps it dark. And then pick that brightness up as his chicken leg pops back out towards the front, right? Remember that you're not trying to highlight every part of the model, right, with every color. At some point in time, you've got to stop highlighting some parts so that they fall into the distance, fall into shadow, and then just keep your highlights to the part that poke out into the light. Otherwise, it starts looking flat again. You get contrast, but contrast alone doesn't tell the story. It has to create volumes by the shape of the model, and that's what you're trying to do. Is anything that falls away from the eye and the light needs to get darker, obviously. Things that come towards the light stick out do them a little bit brighter. Again, here I'll get like the top of the knee, really just small, wispy brush strokes to do that. A little bit of where this thigh muscle pops out here. And maybe just a little at the top of the thigh over on this side. But I don't want to get too crazy over here because, of course, that's nestled up inside the saddle and everything.
Anthony says, I tried doing something with royal purple in a dust-colored scheme, but it was too dark. Thank you for showing me that model. Yeah, check out that VOD. You'll like it.
Yeah, and like I said, like the faded colors work really great to mix in with like just standard purple. Faded plum is great. Plum, purple, faded plum, all of those combos are fantastic. And making sure all of my brush strokes should bring me towards the light. So start my brush stroke down in the shadow, finish out where I want the brightness to be. Is the quintessential rule in painting three-dimensional surfaces.
I'm liking this. Oh, I see the ribs now.
Oh, down here.
I just noticed those.
Yeah. That's going to take a little bit longer to get going than the
Sure.
time we've got, so I'm just doing some highlights on the legs now. Peach flesh is so great. I bet everybody gets tired of me because every time we come out with a new color, and I'm just like,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
these are
it's so great. You're like,
great.
oh.
Of course it's great. You want to sell us paint. I'm like, no, this is great.
No, this is good. Oh, boy. Look at us go, chat. We have a lot of streams out there looking at all of our stuff. So many.
Well, we've been doing this for 9 years.
Yeah.
So we started adding up like the hours we must have streamed, and it's redonkulous.
Cannibal says, IDK, why? But the bright orange hair on the zombie feels comical.
Yeah, it does.
It's
It goes along with my idea of looking at this model as being kind of Dark Souls-ish, right? Because
Circus-y?
Dark Souls has weird kind of coloring like that too.
Yeah.
You know?
The Punisher. Are you planning to release any MH brand desk and or room extensions? Because I don't know where hell I'm going to fit another paint rack.
We are coming out with a hashtag van life.
Down by the river.
Remember we said that the next go bag was the go van?
The go van.
And it had the fold outs to where you could plug it into your house if you needed.
Well, Jordan last year showed off of the duffel bag.
Oh, that's right.
Good old Jordan.
Uh,
Real salesman. He's out there. Shout out to Adult J.
Travel Cedric says, listening to me apologize makes me think I might be a little bit Canadian. I grew up playing hockey and I hung out with a lot of them, so some of it probably rubbed off. I'm sorry, chat.
Nice. Hey, we forgive you, Jason.
What's the ratio of paint to glaze and wash medium to make a wash? Like to make a wash out of bold pyro red. I typically start to where I do, I guess the easy way to think about it is 50-50 paint to glaze and wash, but that's not always the case. I typically load it up like maybe more like instead of 1-to-1, maybe like 5-to-1 glaze medium to paint, right? A lot more medium than paint, right? I get that to where, so let me show you. Let's make a wash. That'll be a good ending to the show. Okay, let's do bold pyro red because that was the question.
Yep.
So if I want to make a wash out of bold pyro red, I'll start with a couple of drops of bold pyro red, depending on how much I need, right? If I'm making like a standard wash I'm going to use on one model, right? Then I'll do like 1, 2, maybe let's do 3 drops. You don't need a lot of paint, right? So like 3 drops. Okay, I'll wipe off the excess in there so it's a little bit more than 3. And then when we grab the glaze wash medium, right, you're going to give that a good shake. And this is my very scientific mixing method, right? So maybe we call that 5 times as much. Maybe that's 15 drops. I don't know. I just squirt it in there until it covers up all the paint, right? And then what I normally would do is I would take the butt end of my brush and I would mix this up, okay, before I add any water, because in order to make this a wash, I have to add water. With the glaze and wash medium, step 1 is glaze. If all you use is the medium to add to the paint, you get a glaze. And then if you add water to it, that turns it into a wash, okay? So I'll mix that up with the butt end of the stick. Oh, that's so bright. I love it. Okay. And then usually what I'll do is I'll just take it over here and I'll just test for opacity, right? If I can rub the paint and see my tattoos through it or whatever, if you can rub it on, you know, something that you've painted and see paint through it, that's going to be good. That means it's got a low enough opacity, but generally you're fine if you add in like 5-to-1 glaze and wash medium. There is nothing wrong with adding that much glaze wash. All you're doing is diluting. Because the glaze wash medium is its own acrylic, right, and polyurethane, then it is going to hold together like a paint. So you're not diluting it and breaking the quality of paint. All you're doing is making the paint more see-through, okay? And so if you add too much glaze wash medium, it's fine. You just might have to do 2 layers of wash. You never ruin it, right? It may just not give you enough intensity on the first go. So there I have my glaze. I can use this, right, with just my wet brush, right? And if I had something I wanted to, you know, glaze red on this guy's head, then now I've got a good glaze that I can use that works really well and gets me, you know, red skin, but it doesn't flow around. It stays where I put it. That's why I say you have to start adding the water before it becomes a wash. This isn't running into crevices and things like that, okay? So then what I do is you take that and I add about that much, the same amount as I added of the glazed wash medium and water, okay? So think of it as water and glazed wash medium in equal parts, and then about, you know, 20% as much paint as you would have put in. Then we mix all that up. The water makes it run better, less viscosity, more water-like. Okay, and then you got to wash. And now when you put that on, right, now when I get some of that on here, now when I put that on the model, right, now it's going to run into the crevices, right, and act like I want a wash to act. It's not going to stick as much on the high spots. It's just going to give me that pigment and detailing in the low spots. So it really is just as magic as that.
The white primer.
Yeah, it lets you see all of the contrast almost immediately, right? So you can do stuff like that. And it's that simple. Do I still have yesterday's cloth? Some of it, the part that didn't wash off. Our paint is tough.
That's how you make
Not gonna lie. There are days where I'm always wondering, like, I'll walk in here and I'll be like, because I will not use like the super abrasive thing on my hand because it like rubs my skin raw, and then if I paint over that, that is a bad thing. So you'll find if it doesn't wash off easy, some colors blues are very intense and tend to stick around longer.
Well, I mean, heck, when Jason had a bunch of paint on his hand on April.
You mean when Chris roller painted his hand?
That took a while to deal with.
This guy.
Can you make a wash or glaze without the medium as well?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, when you see me glazing, most of the time I'm only using water, right? So we have a video on our YouTube that shows how I do all of my painting with just the moisture on the brush. I usually don't add a lot of additives. I'll use the glaze wash medium when I'm making a wash like what we just did that I'm going to use on a lot of models. But if I'm just doing something on the model at hand, just in one small area, I just use the water on my brush. Yeah. Now, I can't really make a true wash with just water because the water dilutes and breaks apart the resin in the paint. And so while it may flow, your color won't hold together in the recesses like it will. So for washes specifically, you're going to want to use the glaze wash medium. For glazes, I typically never use it. I typically only use it when I'm teaching people, because when you're first learning how to glaze, diluting the opacity of the paint is very difficult with just water for you to get a grasp of how to control the paint, because it is so liquid. It runs around so much. So learning to do that is much easier with the glaze wash medium, because it keeps the paint feeling like paint. It keeps it thicker, right? And so then when you're painting it on in small areas and glazing the cheeks, the blush on the cheek, or glazing skin tones over your underpainting, it holds the paint together better and feels more like naturally painting. If you use water, a lot of people take too much and put too much water. So build up a confidence with the glaze medium, and then start, subtracting it and adding water so you can hit it on the fly and things like that. Do the amp color washes already act like that out of the bottle? Yeah, that's the whole point. All of the color washes are exactly what I just showed you, except with the color that they are. Is there any GW water mix that will let the paint behave as a speed paint style product? Probably need the transparent line for that. I mean, all the paints, just like what I just did, would act as a speed paint. I don't have it up here, but Jen and I painted 2 of the models from Mantic, Kings of War, and did them with the transparent paints and a combination of the transparents and the others. And I have a whole video on how to use the glaze wash medium to paint skin tones with just our normal skin tones to create speed paints out of them. The glaze wash medium will turn every color in your arsenal into a speed paint. 100%.
Jason, it's about that time.
He's kicking me out, Chad.
Kicking you out.
It's 2 minutes early, and he's kicking me out. So I'm going to sit here and talk for 2 minutes.
That's right.
Song and dance, waste some time, make Chris mad.
I'm Jason, dooper dooper doo.
Dooper dooper doo.
He just did it. Kind of. I'll take it.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Love hanging out with you. Have a wonderful... Stick it, Chris.
Stick it.
Chris, stick it. Thank you so much. If you're new around here, please hit the follow button or the subscribe if you're over on the YouTubes. We stream to both live Monday through Friday every week from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which for some reason is not an oil company, and but a time zone here in Arizona. So thanks so much for hanging out with you. We love having you. Make sure to check out all the links Chris put up in chat for the store, our FLGS store finder, as well as the link to our Discord where you can come hang out with over 5,568 amazing artists, all hoping that Jason and Chris's dinner date goes well tonight.
We're just getting food after our shoot.
And that's what they all say.
Oh,
and then... Yeah, and then make sure to check out the YouTube when you get a chance. It has all of the past archived live shows on it, so you can catch up with things you missed. Go back and watch a particular tutorial that you think you need again. We love having you around, so join us again tomorrow for the Weekender on Friday. So have a wonderful... Not an oil company yet, says Alex. Alex, if you want to start Mountain Time Zone oil company, I'm in. I've got some acreage in Texas. And so have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you on the flip side, chat. Make sure to stick around. Chris is going to find somebody to raid. Enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow. Adios.